this video we'll be talking about other people's opinions. So again, this is a very, very common question. Once again, I get quite a few common questions in a lot of my sessions that I do. And a lot of people are just continuing to wonder, say, oh Brad, what do I do to feel that I can just be reliant upon my own feelings, I can just act upon my own expressions, I can be confident with what I do. But when another person comes along and they give me all this advice, I just can't help but try to listen to them and feel that everything that I felt was right for me is wrong, and I have to listen to them. So what do I do about that? Well, we really have to look into the idea about what makes this other person, whoever it may be, so special. What is it about that feeling that when another person that comes along, it could be someone in our family, it could be our best friend, it could be a stranger on the street, and yet they give us a particular opinion about maybe how we should live our life, right? So maybe it's just a bunch of exclamation points here that they're saying, come on, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, hey, you know, you're too shy, or you're too outspoken, you don't know when to shut up, blah, 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 right? And that's what we constantly, through many of us, experience even on a daily basis, is people that want to share their opinions, their values, how they need to see us live our lives based upon their expectations. So whether it's family, friends, strangers, etc., it doesn't really matter. The key is not to wonder about, well, what do I do in that situation? You know, what should I listen to this person or should I just ignore them? It's more so in the idea of saying that, what did I do to attract this person into my life? Because all they're doing is telling me more stuff about myself. They're telling me more about what I feel I am inside. So as I've talked about in the past, relating to the law of catalyst, where we're starting to see the relationship of the law of attraction coming together into our lives and attracting these type of people. Now, the reason why we attract these type of people is because we're not confident with ourselves, is because we have problems trusting ourselves. We have issues being able to actually make the decisions that we know can serve us. Sometimes we just feel that if we make a decision, we may screw up. You might screw up, right? If you're not used to decision-making process, if you feel that you just want to rely so much on the opinions of others, about how others want to see you, and now you're moving into a new gravitational wave here into yourself. I'm going to be Mr. Smiley Confident here. And I'm getting into that, but you know, what if I slip up? What if I screw up? What if I mess up? What is this going to do to me? You might screw up. Again, that's all part of it. It's like a baby that learns how to walk. They have to fall quite a few times before they give themselves the strength to stand up and start walking with their own 2 feet. This is the same thing with you. If you feel that you've spent so much time worrying about what other people think about you, you're still a baby, still looking to try and get up, and you're just asking your parents to come over, help me up, let me take your hands, and I can start walking. There's going to be that time where you need to let go of the feeling of what other people think of you. And again, it's all about just you looking into the essence about what it is that you're attracting. If I have a person who comes up to me and feels that they are very, very judgmental, want to ridicule me, you know, left, right, and center, then I kind of look at that in my own way. And if I feel perturbed by that, then I'm going to look at that and say, okay, well, this is basically a person who's come into my reality, who basically wants to tell me everything about what they think of me, and I gravitate so much energy into that meaning, and I pull that into myself. So this is exactly why I've attracted that person into my reality. If I feel that that person is coming to me and just saying left, right, and center what they think of me, that's horrible and awful, and I just look at them and say, okay, you know what, that's no problem. I understand that that person may be having certain situations in their life where they're having this particular understanding of trying to accept themselves. I'm unperturbed by it. I'm not disturbed by it. So I said, you know what, thank you so much for your opinion. I see myself in a different light, but I respect that if you see me in that particular light, then that's your choice. But I certainly don't see myself in that light. but thank you for expressing nonetheless. What I've done is I've just canceled that out. I've no longer concerned myself about what a person thinks about me, or thinking that I have to live my life, I have to convert my own understandings of what I need to be as a human being based upon their opinion. And again, we get carried away with this. We feel, well, it's a family member. A family member is telling me, you should do this, you should do that, and if you don't do this, I'm going to cut you off financially, or I'm going to do this to you financially, etc. That's not a place of love, right? So it's being able to look at that and saying that I've attracted this into my life. A person, if my family member, if it's my dad, if it's my mom, that wants to put this threat towards me, then it's me telling me I need to move past this theme that I'm going through. I need to transcend past this particular situation where I have felt so reliant upon them, be it financially, be it emotionally, be it whatever. That's the universe telling you, hey, Joe, Jenny, it's time for you to move on beyond this person. This person is only functioning as a reminder to you. So they could battle you harshly, or they could be subtle in that particular type of opinion. It doesn't matter. It's all based upon that this energy is telling you that this theme is ready to expire, and you gain nothing by continue to float within everything of the insecurity of what this situation is trying to tell you. So the universe is giving you hints, it's giving you recommendations, it's giving you reminders that it's time to completely lay to rest an old cycle so that a new cycle can begin. So really just being able to understand that as it is the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new cycle, this again goes back into the spiral. That I need to be confident in my decision-making process about what the next cycle is, about where I feel I belong. So again, we want to put so much energy in feeling that other people's opinions, other people's values pertaining to me matter. No, they're just reminders. They're only just telling us this is just time for you to look inside yourself to see more of the confidence and the trust that you naturally hold. This is for you to look into yourself to let you know that you've been hitting the barriers of extremes pretty hard. That maybe you feel you judge too much with people, and maybe that person is reflecting that. Maybe there's a time where you're too quiet with people, and again, that person is reflecting that. Maybe there's a time where you know that you can make more money and get a career that you know better suits you. And that person or those people are telling you that through the idea of attracting through catalyst, right? Because again, it acts through karma, it acts through law of attraction, it acts through law of catalyst, it acts through the law of equivalent exchange, right? So we're looking into the idea of if I attract major a-holes into my life, again, that's kind of the judgmental aspect here, of course, but if I'm attracting those kind of people in my life, well, you know, it's just them. They're just idiots. They're morons. I don't care about them, right? That's you shrugging off a version of yourself, right? So looking into the idea, once again, you are sovereign of your own universe. You are the creator. The only person that's here is you. So if other people, no matter who they are, family, friends, strangers, etc., are coming into your reality and being very harsh and very critical to you, and you feel that you've reflected upon that and say, oh, they're just a-holes, they're this and that, and they're the other thing, and I'm discarding them, then you're not looking at the message about what's coming through. They're only appearing that way because this is the extreme that basically is telling you for you to come back into center. It's a defense mechanism that we have when we reach a certain level of extremes. Sometimes we'll deal with it in different ways. Sometimes we'll have intense dreams. Sometimes we'll just have strong realizations through ourselves. But most of the time, we'll start attracting people and situations into our life that we feel are a-holes, and they're so extreme, and why do they have to talk to me like this, etc., etc. But again, that's just a product of polarization, of polarity. Feeling that they're good, they're bad, they're ugly, they're horrible, whatever. So it's being able to understand that the holograms of reality of other creators that are sharing a space with you where they're in their own universe, you're in your own universe. You come together in convergence and you have that type of conversation. And now an opinion is sparked. Now how do you wish to take that opinion? Let's say it's the most harsh opinion you can ever imagine somebody did to you, right? So we can either retaliate with that, we can call them Mr. or Mrs. A-hole, right? And then we can feel that, oh, I was just having a bad day, that person was just an idiot, blah, blah, blah. Or we can look at that and we're saying that, okay, my subconscious is telling me something. There's a part of me that's telling me something about this person if I have reacted to them, right? If I feel that a person is blowing up at me and I'm just there and I'm just present and I'm just looking at them and I'm not perturbed by it at all, I'm completely undisturbed by it, there's nothing for me to look at, because that's me telling me how confident, how trustworthy I am of myself and my decision-making process. But if I'm looking at this person, right, and getting all of this emotional fuel dumped all over me and ready to light a match, then this is me telling myself I need to look at me right now. I need to say that maybe there is something here pertaining to my own security. That person really has nothing to do with me. They're just being a catalyst to telling me about what I need to look at into myself to create harmony, to create equilibrium, to create balance. So that's what these people are telling you. And so when you look at the idea of feeling that other people's opinions of me, I care so much about what other people think. Yes, because you don't trust yourself. Because you don't give yourself enough confidence to actually realize that you are in command of your own reality. You have to feel that you have to depend upon what other people think of you in order for your reality to be harmonized, and to feel that your reality needs to make sense. When a person is completely undisturbed, and they look at another person who, again, may be very, very harsh relating to their opinions, they brush it off. It doesn't even affect them. It's like a person just throwing a pebble at you and poof, bounces right off. It's okay. Now, when we are giving this power, it's like a person is hawking a huge, gigantic boulder at you, right? So you can either look at the itty-bitty little tiny pebble that just boop, yeah, no problem. Or you give that person power. Now, all of this power comes from you. You have the power within yourself to give another person power over you. And that's basically the trick, so to speak. So again, you have to decide that this can either be a pebble thrown at me or it can be a giant boulder thrown at me. The choice is mine. So look into the idea about what can we do to feel undisturbed. Well, in order for that to happen, we have to have confidence in ourselves. We have to exist to self-improve, to be able to better ourselves. We need to have that trust and that love of ourselves, that no matter what decision I decide to make, whether it's bumpy or not, it's the choice that I've made. It's the feeling that I felt I need to go into. And sure, I'll slip up here and there. Like when I make decisions, yeah, there's decisions that work out and there's decisions that don't. But you know what? That's okay, because that's just trial and error. That's trials and tribulations. That's moving, and that's just kind of realigning yourself like an antenna to helping you choose what you know you naturally prefer. So again, this is such a very big topic relating to what other people think of us. And again, it's especially when you're moving into a new lifestyle, when you're moving into a new spiritual evolution, and other people just don't get it. They're not meant to get it. It's okay. Don't feel that you have to be so harsh on yourself or for them if other people don't understand the way that you're deciding to live, whether it be any particular type of lifestyle. It's all about looking into what affects you and how you can go inside yourself and correct those feelings and bring feelings that serve into you by learning from everything that does not serve. That's the whole key. So again, rely not upon the person's opinions. Look in regards to what affects you, harmonize that, and move yourself into a life that you know you prefer. Thank you so much for watching. For more questions on this video or any other videos, feel free to contact me, info@consciousmatrix.com. Feel free to visit realitywhisperer.com for sessions, products, and a lot more. Thank you again, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next video. Namaste, and may it be well with you. Goodbye.